back to Horrorvision's Trick or Treat-a-thon. Now today, we are going to be looking at the 1930s. It's a very simple time back in the day. Before you, before me, before most of us were born. That the 1930s were not always about the kids when it comes to cartoons. Mainly, it was also for adults as well. So adults and kids can look at it. So pretty much you could call it family friendly back in the day. And the one thing that was family friendly was Mickey Mouse and the Mad Doctor, which released January 20th, 1933. And it actually got banned in most European areas, and it was because of some simple reasons that we will get to. So we see Mickey Mouse on his bed, pretty much sleeping the whole entire night through a nasty storm. And of course, Pluto gets kidnapped by a mysterious cloaked figure. Mickey Mouse, of course, since he's best friends with his dog, manages to go after him. Of course, Mickey Mouse is played by the late great Walt Disney. So, it was pretty nice to actually hear Walt's voice in some of the most classics ever, including probably one of the most infamous, Pluto's Judgment Day. So, Mickey Mouse goes to, well, a castle of somebody by the name of Dr. Triple X. Very interesting that his name is Dr. Triple X, but I won't judge that. And this character has been around in certain, games and certain, little tributes here and there, but he's never really been used, as a big main character in a Disney, movie for, so long. And I think it's because of this short, due to how banned it is. Because the Doctor stole Pluto for a little science experiment, and that science experiment was basically seeing if he could actually take the chicken's body and place a dog's head on it, and he actually can tell if it can reproduce chickens, chickens with dogs' heads. Of course, it is super dark, super graphic on the chalkboard. The part where he cuts Pluto's shadow and it's not even moving, that's freaky. He even manages to almost literally saw in half Mickey Mouse with a very rickety old school saw. And that was the main reasons why this short got banned and it's become public domain for so many, is because of these scenes. These scenes are so graphic, it's downright scary. But if you actually ignore that, you actually can look at the beauty side of it, mainly the skeletons. Of course, they were used in so many other Disney shorts, like the 1920s infamous The Dancing Skeletons and Mickey Mouse in the Haunted House. And they look great. I love the way that they actually really do good job with the graphic work on these. They almost look very 3D. They even do a 3D hallway that Mickey Mouse was going in, and it actually looks great. And man, the backgrounds are nice, the shadowing is great, and even shadowing next to Mickey was such a great idea. I'd rather have you look at Dark Toons with Doug Walker, who is the Nostalgia Critic. He has reviewed also Mickey Mouse the Mad Doctor. He's also done you could say a first viewing-ish of it with his brother Rob. And man, do I love this short. It's actually kind of fun to look at. It's also kind of fun to laugh at too, because there are certain little moments like the door knocker basically swallowing Mickey up, and then the key locking by itself, and then you got the skeletons on the staircase, which is kind of hilarious as well. And then you got Mickey going inside of one. You got the spider skeletons that I think he tickled them. Which was actually kind of funny. And honestly, this is kind of like the original look of Mickey Mouse, that classic one with the big black eyes. You don't have built hand-drawn pupils in there and a white eyeball. No, it was just plain black, which made sense at the time as this was 1933 and they didn't really use color yet. And it still shows how good it is, especially in the darkness and everything. But the main highlight for me was the skeletons. Look at the skeleton there, the monkey right there, and then look at the one that I have back over here. I also got Charlie over there. I also got a crow, which, he's right next to where my fan is. And then the one down here as well. I'm a huge fan of skeletons, and I'm a huge fan of, you could say, dressing them up as well. So, I am a huge fan of this short, My question is, and the question for everybody, should I recommend this to all the kids out there? It depends now. Because if this was 1933, I would say no. Because this is just too scary for kids. But we're in 2023. We're in the 21st century. So I actually would recommend this to your kids, but only when they're a little older. So like when they're capable of looking at stuff like this. Like if they can look at stuff like this, then once they get older, close to my age or maybe in their teen years, they could see stuff like Fright Night or the Monster Squad. But for right now, they're stuck with stuff like Mickey Mouse and the Mad Doctor. And our next review, which has a very old classic character, but this time he's paying for his sins back in 1930. And I'll see you there tomorrow night, on Horror Vision's Trick or Treat-a-thon. And as for Mickey Mouse, I'll give you this happy ending.